Hi guys, this is Robert from Nomad, Sweden. I have had this bike now for 10 months, ridden 15,000 kilometers. So I'm about to tell you what I think of it, if I've had any problems. I did some new modifications to it and I'm planning a few more. And some other bits and pieces that I've learned about this bike and been surprised about also. So stick around. So what kind of riding have I been doing these 15,000 kilometers? Well, I would say I'm the perfect average guy, the all-rounder. I do everything from city commuting to, I'm quite fond of the Trans-Euro Trail, as you may have seen. Some forest roads, double and single track, but nothing enduro crazy, or I haven't gone around the world through deserts and extreme conditions or anything. So I guess I'm the perfect match for this bike. I don't need the extreme performance of the KTM or the super comfort of the BMW or anything. So it's really the unicorn that I've been looking for, at least. So have there been any problems with this bike? This part will be really short because there hasn't been any major things really, and I've already accepted the things that one could complain about, like the vibrating dashboard and so on. There are fixes for that. If I have to bring up anything, it has to be the quality of plastics, especially on the front fender. It's fragile and it breaks easily. I haven't done any crash that I know of that would do this, but I got a crack up on this front fork fender. So the plastic just cracked. I repaired it. I just put some plastic padding on there and some black duct tape, and it's been like that now for 5,000 kilometers, so it seems to work. So other than that, I mean, sorry, nothing to report on the problem side really. So this is the standard saddle, and I've ridden long days in it, up to at least 600 k's in one day. The last trip up north, we did consecutive days with long days in the saddle, and sure, you get sore if you sit in it all day, but on the journeys that I find interesting, you get to stand up half the day at least. So yeah, I sit down to rest, or if we get on the highway, that's for maximum an hour between breaks, because that gets easily boring. So I have no plans to upgrade this saddle. So what about scratches and things like that? This bike, I never had crash bars except for one weekend, and then they came off. It's been falling unintentionally at least 10 times. And yeah, you may find a scratch or two here, but they are not from falling on the ground. That's from me putting it in and out of the shed at least once a day. So when it falls, unless you are unlucky with something sticking out, what takes all the beating is the handguards. So yeah, it's a big topic with crash bars or not. I'm the not guy. I want to save the weight, and the parts are actually quite cheap. A side panel like this is about 115 euros. That's half crash bar setup. And the stock one, at least, that's what I think it looks like it's protecting, the actual plastic. So it's a Yamaha, it's cheap. So what about storage on this bike? This is the most standard setup for me, the least that I have on the bike. And yeah, I bring this small base pack sometimes because I have the first aid, some luggage straps, the big toolbox and things like that. So I'd like to be able to fix a flat. So I sort of made the bike have the tools I need to fix a flat at least, even without the base bag. So in here, under the seat, I have a small compressor. It's a €10 compressor that I bought and remove all the plastics from it, and what remains is actually quite small. I also in here have the Rally Raid special tool to remove the wheels from the bike. Behind the screen I have one 21-inch spare tube. So it comes in behind the screen here, and it actually helps dampening the vibrations in the dash a little bit. And in the bash plate I have full-length tire irons stowed away there. So you can slide it in from behind here and secure it, and it's been there for a while, and it works really well. Yeah, so to the modifications that I've done after the OEM ones that I reviewed earlier. I've since then added some real handguards, and that is very important because there are no scratches on the bike from falls anywhere on the bike except on the handguards. This is what takes the beating. So I really must stress you to, if you go off-road or think that your bike may fall, invest in some good handguards. Yeah, so about the suspension, I think the second most important thing to modify on this bike is the rear suspension spring, because when it's delivered, this bike, it's sprung for a rider weighing 75 kilos and no real luggage on that. So I got a new spring here. It's really easy, 2 bolts and you get the rear suspension out. You order a new spring for your weight. This one is for 85 kilos and about, don't remember, about 20-30 kilos of luggage, and then you can choose a spring for your own weight, and the results, the heavier you are, the difference in the handling of the bike is even greater, because you come from the soft squishy spring to the more suitable spring for you, and the bike really comes alive when you do that, from squishy to a little more alert. It wants to wheelie a little bit more also, because it doesn't suck up the acceleration as much. So do that, and it's not expensive. The spring was about 70 euros, 70, 80, something there, I think. And there are several manufacturers. I bought mine from Rally Raid products. Another thing that I did was I installed the tail tidy, just to get a more sexy rear end without the big tail hanging down here. You have the short, really compact look that I think looks really great. You see more of the back wheel, and yeah, it's just a looks thing. Now to the, for me, surprise benefit with this luggage rack. It's actually when you're standing up, riding the trail, standing up, and you do that for a long time. So the rear carrier is fastened on the rear foot pegs, and it sticks out a little bit. So when I'm standing up, it catches and supports the back of my boots. There are actually real products for this called steg pegs, but I didn't know of them. I didn't know I needed them. But this is so very comfy that I'm actually trying to find a way to build on this or get actual steg pegs. Because when accelerating, you don't have to take all the forces by leaning forward and back or whatever. You can actually lean a bit backward and get some of the forces into these supports, and that's really nice. I love that. So that really was an unexpected bonus for the luggage carrier. Okay, so that was my review of the Tenere, 15,000 kilometers. Lovely kilometers that was. And yeah, of course I have more stuff on this bike, OEM accessories that I bought the bike with. So if you haven't seen that review and you're about to purchase Tenere, check that one out. And yeah, see you around, guys. Thank you.